Yo, what's up guys? Zephyr here. Now, I'm not sure if tier lists are still a thing anymore. I think that kind of died out with Genshin. But I've always wanted to make one. And and I'd like to think I have a pretty unique opinion on this game. Because, I'm not exactly a meta slave. But then I don't like having a weak character. So I'm kind of in the middle there. Like, I like to be able to use whatever character I want. But if I'm going to use any character I want them to be strong, right? So that's why I think, hey, I should make a tier list and kind of see where I stand with this whole, like, the current roster, and, what I think about each one of them. And I figured, well, if I'm going to make one, I might as well make it a YouTube video. So, here we are. And, again, this might be, I lied, this is going to be heavily biased because it's my tier list, right? So, just keep that in mind, I know how people get when it comes to these kind of things, so just know this is my tier list. This is how I think. This is how I feel about these characters and, where they stand. So if it's a bit biased, you know why. Anyways, so, well, I'm excited. Let's begin. Alright, so, the Trailblazers. I don't think they're bad. I mean, they're not good. They're not good. I mean, they're not, let me rephrase that. They're not excellent. They're not, like, crazy good, Like, they can get the job done. Like, for a while, and I still kind of am, I really like physical freaking, like, Trailblazer. Like, I really like the physical variant. And I know people hate the physical variant for some reason. Like, they just can't stand the physical variant, but I've always liked it because I thought the ultimate was cool. And I like the way, they bring out the sword or the baton. And, rules meant to be broken. Like, I've always found that cool. Like, I even have like a TikTok on that. Well, not TikTok, a short about that exact scene on my YouTube channel. So again, I've always liked the Trailblazer, but obviously they fall off compared to like literally a majority of these characters in this game. However, they're not bad. I definitely do believe that every character in this game can be used. It's just a matter of how much work you have to put in to make them actually viable. So, for these two, I don't think they're bad, but I don't think they're exactly good or crazy good. So, they're going right in the middle. Now, okay, March. Again, same concept. Honestly, I could probably put all these guys just right here, to be honest with you. Maybe like Asta a little bit higher just because she's like the early game speed girl. And this pretty much carries, but like, for real, okay, well, maybe not him. But like all of these, I feel like can all go in B tier. Because they're all not bad. Like, these are characters you're going to pull at the very early start of your game. Like, you might get any one of these guys. And, it's just kind of one of those things where if you get them, you're obviously going to use them. So, and it's obviously up to you if you want to use them after you get, farther into the game and you get more characters and all that. But I'm sure it's just guaranteed that you're going to get at least one of these characters. And like I said, the game kind of hands them out to you, like this is basically your first team right here. So it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't be bad, but they're not crazy good. They're your starter team, they're not meant to be crazy, but they're not meant to be insane. Okay, so I got that out of the way now. Arlen, right? Arlen is, I know there was a lot of flack for Arlen when he first came out. I don't really know now because I don't even hear about Arlen anymore, honestly. Like, nobody really talks about him. So, I don't know how everybody else feels about him. But, for me, I never liked Arlen's kit. He's the health sacrifice kind of guy. And it's, I mean, there's certain games that do it right. Like, Genshin, for example, with Hu Tao. That's done right because, that's a 5-star and she does fuck damage. So, it's going to be insane like that. But Arlen, he's the 4-star. He's honestly whatever. So he's not that good. And because of that, I think again, you could argue he could be C or B, but I feel like C is just kind of where he belongs, And for everybody else, like obviously Herda, Dan Heng, Supo, and oh my god, I can't remember her name. That's insane. I can't this one. It'll come to me. Again, same concept. I don't think they're bad. I don't think they're good. It's just, they're middle of the road. Well, honestly, you could probably argue that Sampo could be a little bit better. Since, his win procced and all that. So, maybe he can go A, but I'm still going to put him at B. Alright. So, Natasha. Remember that thing I said about bias? I think Natasha's amazing. But that's because I like Natasha. I've always liked Natasha. Ever since the game first came out, I've always like when I first saw her, when I first rolled her, I was like, I love you. Like unironically. So I'm heavily biased towards her. I use her in every team. I mean, I even like I remember doing that event where it told you your time and all that and like what unit to use. She's my most used unit. Like I think she's in like literally all my teams except like maybe like 2 of them. So I am heavily biased towards Natasha. And though I do admit that there is better healers. I mean, that's just like there is definitely way better healers. I mean, literally Lynx is an entirely different breed of healer compared to Natasha, but I'm biased. I will forever dick ride Natasha into thinking that she's the best. So she's going to S tier. Natasha Nation, man, I'm telling you. Alright, Pella. A tier. A tier. What more is need to be said, honestly? I mean, free defense shred, that's huge in this game. And obviously it does fall off once you get to higher content, but I mean it's still good. It's not bad anyway, but you can really feel the difference in early game. And then once you get into the deeper content, then it's like, okay, I mean, it's still doing its job, but you can tell it's kind of lacking a bit. So for being a 5 or being a 4-star that you can, I mean, if you get lucky, like you can easily get Eidolons for, then I'd say she could be really fucking good, you know. So a solid A tier. Serval. This is a hard one because I like Serval too, but not enough to be too biased about it, right? If I had to choose, Serval, I'll go B tier. Because you know why? Because I believe every character can be good in this game. I believe that. So if you truly built Serval, you can make it really good. You could make it really good, right? So we're sticking with B tier on Serval. Oh yeah, let me get this straight first. These are in no particular order, by the way. I'm just kind of placing them. So don't be thinking, you know, oh my god, the Stella is better than March and Sampo. How could you say it? No, it's no particular order, guys. Okay, so just throw that in the way there. I'm joking. B tier, because I'm indecisive. Oh, I'm with the wrong person. And because I mean, I don't. First of all, her name's what, like Jing Shou. You could tell I don't know the character. If I don't, you could tell I don't exactly use the character that much if I don't remember their name. But that's crazy though, because she's in a lot of story. But anyways, this one, the gambler, the board game girl. She's, if I remember correctly, because I've seen some gameplay of her, but I never actually played her myself. Like I believe her shit's kind of RNG. Well, at least I'd like to think it's RNG, because that'd be a cool concept. But again, honestly, I don't really have words because I don't play this character. I don't use this character. So I mean, maybe she's good. I don't know. I really don't know, y'all. I don't know. So she's going to B tier because I don't know. Oh, sus. I don't know, actually. I've used her before, and I mean, I felt like her damage was kind of ass, not gonna lie. Like, I don't think she was actually that good. But that was early game, so none of the damage was really good. So, I mean, that's actually fair, I feel, but I don't know. Heng is... I don't even know what to say about her. She's definitely a character. Like, if I was ranking based on, like lore and, like, personalities, she'd be A tier. Because, like, this one and Gui, little Gui over here, them two are funny together. So, based on that, it would be S tier. But as, like, an actual, like, playable character, I mean, she's alright. I mean, like, physical, I mean, it's whatever, honestly. I mean, it doesn't, it doesn't blow me away, her kit, honestly. Like, I do like the giant chicken she pulls out at the end of her ultimate. But besides that, like, her moveset is exactly exciting, which I guess makes sense compared, like, to her character is. Like, she's supposed to be just, like, a knight. So, it's, like, whatever. But, okay. It may change as we get on later in the tier list, but for right now, C tier. Tingyun. That's the easy choice. I mean, I'm sure nobody would argue with that. Tingyun. What is it? Free energy recharge. Free attack. Like, it's... What could you say that doesn't mean that she doesn't belong in S tier, you know? Which is funny because, I mean, I just barely built mine. My Tingyun is barely built. And even then, you can still tell the difference. So I can only imagine what like an optimal, fully built, you know, support Tingyun would look like. Like, I'm sure that's some crazy damage. Some absolutely crazy damage. Alright, Himeko. This is another biased one. I'm going A tier. I'm going A tier. Because Himeko was the first 5-star I pulled. And I've always liked Himeko from Honkai Impact and all that. However, I definitely think she's more... Well, not even more interesting. I like her character more in this game. So, the bias was kind of already there because I liked her before. But now, first of all, the giant death laser. That is like the coolest part about her whole character. The giant death laser is so fucking cool. And I think that I really hope that, you know, Hoyoverse or Mihoyo or whatever. Like, I really hope they buff her some way, or we get like an absolutely cracked, like, I don't know, relic or something, or just like a light cone, something that could save her, because sadly her damage is not good compared to the others. But like even then, like I feel like she's not that bad, you know. Again, I've always liked her, right? So I have hope that one day at least that we will get something that can help her, or at least Mihoyo would, you know, dig her out of the ground compared to her shitty DPS compared to everybody else. But again, I like her, so I use her at times. So she's going in A tier. Welt. A tier. I don't think Welt's bad. I really don't think Welt's bad. Mostly now, because right now we have an event going on where you kind of have to do like damage over time and all that, or like hit multiple enemies. So like people like Herta and all that, and Sampo, and obviously Himeko and Welt, like they are kind of like, I want to say meta right now, but they're only good in the event. So they have their use, right? I mean, obviously every character has their use in this game, but I definitely don't think Welt's bad. I mean, I could definitely argue put him in B, but I'm gonna put him in high A just because, first of all, Welt is a cool character. Just based on that alone, he's a really cool character. And then again, like he's imaginary, which already there's not exactly a lot of imaginary types in this game. Maybe like what, like 3 or something like that. So it's just based on that, he's useful for his element type alone. And then also, like again, his skill and his ultimate are not bad. They're not bad at all. So he's going in A tier. That's set in stone. Bronya. I've been wanting Bronya ever since I started playing this game, but I have not gotten her yet. And I mean, it's insane I haven't gotten her yet, because I mean, she's literally insane. I mean, I'm sure y'all know how Bronya plays already. I mean, what, free advance up, free attack. I mean, she's literally so good, and I've yet to get her, and that honestly makes me sad. But I mean, it's Bronya, you know, like Bronya's always been like a favorite, so I'm not surprised that she's really good in this game. She's also hot too, so hey, S tier. But really, Bronya's really good. I mean, obviously, she's so freaking good, so there's no excuse or no real surprise that she's an S tier. Clara. A tier. This is another character I wanted a lot when I kind of started playing, before I got Himeko and all that. So the bias is there. I've always liked Clara. I remember when this game was kind of like showing off, there was like this one post where it's just like her spinning around. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, oh yeah, this game looks like it has like a lot of detail in that, like a lot of character. And then turns out it does. So she kind of did like, I mean, I want to say lure me in, because I already was interested in this game when it first like got announced, but it kind of set like the tone of like, hey, you know, this is gonna be like a fire game, you know. So Clara, right? I think she is decent. I think she's good. Nowhere near. She's nowhere near B tier. Like that's for damn sure. Nowhere near B tier. She is A at the least. Because I mean, what that physical damage? I mean, her ultimate that hits like multiple people. Like it's nice. It's real nice. So besides like character and lore so far we've seen with her, as like a unit, 5 stars. 5 stars. Gepard, easy. S-tier. Easy S-tier. And you know why he's S-tier? Not because he's like the best shooter in the game. Not because of that. Because of his second idol animation, where he just starts singing. I've always loved it. I've always found it so damn funny whenever he does it. Where I will literally just like, if Gepard is on my team, I will most likely, or most of the time, use him as like my running around character. Because I just like whenever he just like sits there and sings. So just based on that alone, I'm like, oh yeah. But obviously Gepard is a crazy character. Shields and all that. I mean, having like a last will kind of thing where if he gets knocked down, he will just like not die. So that's nice little like insurance and all that. But besides that, again, it's Gepard. He's not bad at all. He's fucking amazing. So easy S tier. Bailu. Her res makes her A tier and above. I mean, that's, again, it's free insurance for, you dying. Which, I mean, it's relatively hard to die in this game, I feel like. Like if you only die if you're not exactly built right. So, maybe the res isn't as useful as you might think it might be. But, I mean, I guess if you're fighting harder content, then it could be useful. I mean, obviously, right? I mean, a res is going to be a res, so... But based on that alone, Bailu's gonna be S tier. Also, I mean, her heals are good too, so it's not even that. So again, easy S tier, but I'm sure that's still no one's surprise. Who? Honestly, who? I mean, I had this character. This is the latest 5-star I've gotten off the standard banner, and it was him. So it's already a negative light because I don't exactly like. I'm sure he's not bad. Again, I'm sure he's not bad, but for me, I don't use him. And who knows, maybe as the year goes on, or as time goes on, I'll be like, he's the best character in the game. You should build him right now. But so far, I've yet to test him. I've yet to really even see gameplay of him. So maybe that be intentional or not to how everybody else feels about him. Like I can't remember his name, to be honest with you. So, just based on that alone, it's whatever. Also, her name is Hook. I remembered. So, S tier. I mean, that... Let me tell you something real quick. Seeley has been my favorite character ever since Sarcasm Nyx came out in Honkai Impact 3rd. And that was like 3 years ago. And you could argue, well, that's not even Seeley. First of all, play the game. You know that's offensive to both of them. And second of all, I've always just loved her, right? So, seeing her in this game be the complete opposite and just being literally the Sarcasm Nyx in a way of like the confidence and like just being like, who gives a fuck? I was like, this is the game. Like, this is the Seeley I want. And so, easy S tier. And besides that, I mean, she has some crazy single DPS. I mean, come on now. And then they also like getting a free turn after like relatively every kill. Like if you do it right, you can get almost unlimited free turns if you kind of cycle your ultimate and your skill right. So if you're able to get that last hit or just nuke them all in one hit, then you can just literally just keep getting free turns. So based off character alone and kit, she's just like, she's crazy. She is actually crazy. I love her. Alright, here we go. So, I know there's a lot of flack with him. I remember how I even made a video about this. About power creep. And about, would he really stand the test of time? I know the verdict of him was like, kind of meh. I know the hype was crazy. And I'm sure those dedicated to liking him are still liking him, right? But again, his kit was not bad. It was a bit gimmicky in the sense that you had to build up the charge until that big guy actually attacks. Which, I mean, it wasn't hard at all, but it was definitely like a play style. So it worked, but I don't know. It wasn't exactly for me. I mean, I tried though. I do remember I wished like 20 rolls, and I said, well, if I get him, I get him. If I don't, I don't. Because I'm pretty sure Silverwolf, yeah, Silverwolf came out after this. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to waste all my wishes on him. So I don't think he's bad. He's definitely not bad. Again, A tier at least. But I do know that everybody's opinion on this guy was kind of whatever. Like, it was very mixed. But personally, again, I don't think he's bad. But I don't think he's anything crazy compared to like these up here, you know. I'll be honest, never used her. Never used her. I've never even like, I don't think I've even seen gameplay of her. So we're going B tier just to be safe. But like seriously, I really, but to be fair, I think she came out, yeah, no, she definitely came out during my like kind of off period with this game. Like, I won't lie, I stopped when he came out, and then I just kind of like stopped playing for a bit. And I remember I came back. I actually did come back for Silverwolf just to roll her. But then I started playing again officially when Kafka came out. So, not much is known about her so far with me, I won't lie. So I really have no idea if she's good or not. I mean, I definitely don't think she's bad. I mean, it's hard to get down to like this level. But, so, we're going with B. S-tier. Let me tell you something. I loved Haxor Bunny from Honkai Impact. Like, Haxor Bunny is what got me into Honkai Impact again. Cause I played the game when it first came out. I still have my day 1 badge and all that, or my year 1 badge. And you know, I liked Honkai Impact, but I only really played it like for 30 minutes before school, and that was probably for like 2 weeks. Then I never touched it again. And then randomly, like 3-4 years later, I don't know what even got me into it again, but like I remember seeing Haxor Bunny. I think it was an ad or something, or like something like that. Or I think I got recommended the trailer for Haxor Bunny, and I was like, oh my god, that was so fucking cool. But I mean, it definitely helps that Haxor Bunny's like intro or reveal was like the best ever. Like, the music's absolutely insane. I love it. And so that's what kind of dragged me back into Honkai Impact. And then obviously after Haxor, Starchasm Nyx came out, and it just kind of took off from there. So she's the reason why I even got into Honkai Impact again. And this not even that biased, but she's a debuffer. She puts on elemental weaknesses on enemies. I mean, literally nobody else does that in this game. So, and that's absolutely huge for, let's say, like the Mono Quantum team. So, again, like just based on that alone, he's absolutely insane. Or she's absolutely insane. So, S tier. I won't lie. Again, this is also when I was on my off period with this game. But I do know the verdict of this guy is that he's an insane healer. And that, he can heal without even using his skills. So, just to be safe. And this is not based on my opinion or verdict. I just know because I've seen it. Or at least I've heard people talk about it. So, I'm going to put him in S tier. Surely because I'm sure he's a crazy healer. I mean, I'm sure. I hope at least. But yeah, I don't know honestly. But I know that the verdict is actually really good. So he goes there. He goes there. What's his name again? Like Luocha? Again, I don't. You gotta see a lot of these 4 stars in this like B category, because I don't think any of them are like better. Okay, well, I mean, there are some that are better than the others, or some that are worse than the others, but all the ones in here I feel like could be Well, I mean, there is some that can go into A. I feel like maybe Sam can go into A, or like, no, not Marge. Maybe her too. Jing Hyo. It's Jing something. I know. Give me. It'll click in eventually. But yeah, I don't know. Lukua, or what his name is? I'm pretty sure it's Lukua. It's alright. I mean, it's. I remember playing his like character demo, and I don't know. It was whatever. Like it's something that I don't need because I already have so many characters built, right? And he didn't seem exactly too interesting. I'll be honest. I didn't even see him in the story. Like I don't know when this game came or when this guy came out in the story. Maybe I haven't done like the mission yet or like the side mission or whatever, but I've yet to see him in the game, like story wise. I think he's from Billabong, probably. I don't even know. I don't know. So B tier, Blade. Okay, so Blade. Blade. I mean, it's S tier, obviously. It's A or S. I'm gonna go S because he scales off crit rate, and he has like built-in crit rate and all that. And I find any character that has a built-in crit rate or scales with crit rate to be automatically an S, since that is so important. Like that's one of the main two skills you want for any kind of DPS. So if you have it already built in your kit where you get more on hit or like whatever, and you just like charge it up, then that's automatic S for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't have much to say. I mean, it's Blade. I mean, he's a cool character. Obviously, the Stellar Run Hunters are all really cool. Kafka. See, a lot of tier lists put her in A, but I don't agree with that. And maybe the verdict's changed now because of the whole like Dr. Ratio thing, where you know they're like, oh my god, this team's actually insane right now. So maybe that verdict's gone up a bit. But ever since she came out, I think she does some absolutely fuck damage. Like for DOT, it is insane damage. So, and not also that, but it's Kafka. I mean, come on, like the personality or you know character design, whatever alone, she is like high S tier. But also kit and ultimate. First of all, ultimate. God, I can go on forever about her ultimate, but it's Kafka and it's S tier. I mean, come on. There's no arguing with that. All right, Lynx S tier. Best 4-star free-to-play healer. I will stand by that. And as much as I hate saying that because I love Natasha, I won't lie that Lynx is a better healer. I mean, what? Heals, status cleanses, mass heal with ultimate, and then also another status killer. I mean, and then what? Oh, not even her skill also does healing over time. So it's like, what can't she do? And she's all 4-star. And then you get a free copy of her if you play the game and do like that specific mission. So, meaning that you're gonna always have a Lynx, no matter if you never rolled her or you're gonna get an Eidolon for her. So, I do think that Lynx is a character that you should build. Hell, Lynx build guide soon then. For real. But no, yeah, it's Lynx. So, S tier healer. All for being a 4-star. So, she deserves that spot. Oh, sorry, there we go. Xuan. Let me tell you something. I also dick wrote the fuck out of this character when she first revealed. Because it's Xuan. Or Xuan. However you want to say it. I won't lie. When her kit came out, it wasn't exactly what I expected. Like I didn't expect for her to be the kind to like take all the hits for you. So I've always kind of found that funny how like, well, maybe it's kind of in her character that she would do that, but I don't know. I found it funny how like this, like, you know, someone who doesn't look like she get her hands dirty and all that, like who would like want to stay like clean and all that, you know, what whole gimmick as like an actual character is to take like a percentage of the damage for you. So, you know, obviously with that, it's like, wow, okay, that's not what I expected. But also, I mean, Xuan is a cool character. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot I can say about her, but I won't because I don't want to. I don't want this video to go on for too long. So, just know that Xuan is a good character. Great damage redirectioner. I mean, her skill. First of all, her skill is absolutely insane. Free crit rate, free damage reduced, and I mean and then if you have the right thing, you get free CC too, or crowd control resistance. So I mean, she's insane. She's good. All right, Dan Heng geeked out version S-tier, because you know why? He scales off of crit rate, I think, or crit damage, one of the two. And also, he's a cool character, and also his skill is cool, and also he eats up a ton of skill points, which lets him do fucked amount of damage. So, you know, it's Dan Heng, and I think he's cool. So he's going to S-tier. Little Gui, I won't lie, I have seen literally nothing of her character, but I think she's funny and she's cool, and she's like that. She's literally the embodiment of like every Hoyoverse, or you know, not even Hoyoverse, every YouTuber ever, really, or any kind of like content creator. Like, she is the embodiment of everyone, albeit there's no allegations though, but you know, don't worry about that. But yeah, no, funny character. I have no idea how she plays. I hope she's good. I mean, I'd like to think she's good, maybe. So, high A tier, for sure. Also, I didn't mean to put this, like, I forgot there's no... I'm breaking my own rules now. I'm forgetting my own rules. She's A tier. She's A tier. And, yeah. Okay. Well, that's an easy one. I am upset with myself for missing out on her. And I remember that I played, but I do remember opening up the game and trying her out, and I didn't think much of it at the time, though I did really enjoy her kit. But I was like, okay, yeah, cool, and then I just kind of like logged off and did something else. But now that, you know, it's been what, like 4-6 months now, maybe, I do regret not getting Jingliu. But you know, I mean, I'm sure I don't need to explain her to you. She's absolutely insane. Her ultimate's cool. Her skill is cool. She does a fuck ton of damage, ice damage. Like, it's... And also, like, we know... I don't think we know anything about her character yet. Like, obviously she showed up at, like, an end of a main story quest, but... Like, besides that, we don't really know anything about her character yet. Besides, I'm sure if you read up on her character details and all, you will, but... Like, story-wise, at least. Like, main story. So, I mean, but yeah, it's good. Topaz. Okay. I've seen a lot of similar opinions about this girl. About how she is dog water, apparently, or just not good. Which sucks, because she's hot. I know, it's a shame when a hot character is not good. So, you know, it's like, man. But, again, I like to think that every character can be good. It just takes time for the right stuff to come out for them. So, she's going high A. I've also seen a bit of her kit. I mean, it looks fine. It's not exactly... Like, it doesn't wow me too much. I do like her pet. Topaz and, Billy. I like them both, so... High or... Yeah, A tier. Hanya. Or, yeah. Hanya. S-tier. This one right here carries both this one, and then carries this one, and then carries this one, and carries literally anybody else who eats too many skill points. This right here is your savior. Her, like, Desiate or Despair, whatever it's called, that thing she throws out, to where, you know, you start getting 2 skill points for every 2 hits on the enemy from any kind of damage. Or, sorry, well, it's a skill point, but you know, we're counting using it. So sorry, we get an extra skill point for hitting any kind of 2 attacks with any kind of damage. It's absolutely insane. And then if you get constellations like I do, I'm pretty sure mine's actually already C6. You get like more damage on top, and you get like advanced movement on her to get her to come out even faster, and there's like more attack, and it's really nice. It's really nice. Like, I run her with my fucking Argentina. And it's so nice having skill points. So this right here, if you do not have Hanya, aim to get her. And if you do have Hanya, and you have someone like Dan, or you just like literally anybody, I'd say, if you eat up a lot of skill points in your team, put her in there. Put her in that team, and you will see such a difference. It's amazing. Ho ho. Hyo hyo. I started playing this game again when her event was going on. And I am pissed that I did not get her, because I thought I had just made it in time. But no, I was too late. And I had just missed her by like a couple days. So I am absolutely upset I couldn't get this character, because she is a crazy support. And I thought she was a 4-star too, until I realized. I was like, oh, she's a 5-star. And so I was like, okay, well, fuck me then. But I mean, Huo Huo is absolutely insane. I mean, she's, as a support character, like, she does literally a little bit of everything. Like, anything you can name a support character can do, she does it in some way. And also, I'm gonna go in a little, not necessarily a rant here, but I saw a lot of people complaining about the story quest, or like her event quest, and seeing how it was too long. Like, Hoyoverse fans, when they have to play their game, I swear to God, because first of all, maybe it's because I wasn't burnt out anymore, but hell, I may make a video on this actually eventually. I wanted to actually when it first like came out, but I kind of held myself back. But her story quest is the best story quest in the game, hands down. I mean, the character voting's there. You know, I like the ghost hunters thing, and then whenever you would talk to them, like the kind of like Persona-esque like reference of them just kind of sitting around. Which, I mean, you could argue, well, Zephyr, Persona didn't make sitting at a table waiting for something to happen. But I mean, come on, it's heavily stylized, and it's heavily like it's similar. You can't tell me it's not similar. So that alone, and then again, like her and Tail and all this, like the like, you know, the stories with the ghost and all that, or the what's her name? I was gonna say Succubi, no, not Succubi. Whatever they're called, I forgot already. But again, I think that was like, it was so fun, and I absolutely loved it. And then I was like, I forgot what I looked at, but I saw other people's, like, you know, opinion on it, and they were like, oh, it was too damn long. Like, it was a waste of time. Like, no. No. So anyways, good story quest, good character, excellent character, crazy kid. I wish I could have got her. Argentina. So, funny enough, I did a 20 pull on this guy. I was like, you know what? I'll do 20 pulls. If I get him, I get him. I got him. And I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, well, I mean, I got him, so I might as well do a story quest. Then I did a story quest. And let's just say, my opinion about Argentina, when I first got him, or first saw him, to when after I completed his story quest, it changed drastically. Argentina is an absolutely, like, godly unit, I'd say. His damage scales with his you know, passive, where he gets more crit rate every hit. And since, you know, his skill hits all enemies in the area, it can scale real crazily. It's up to like 8 or 10 stacks, or it's 10 stacks. So right now, for example, for my Argentina, I'm getting a free like 30%, like somewhere around that range of crit rate. So like my guy's up to like 60% crit rate right now, like 60%, which is the most I have on any kind of DPS. And so with that, it's like, it's absolutely crazy. And not even that, but like, when I first saw him, I thought his character would be more like kind of like stuck up or like centered to himself, but no, like it's actually the opposite. Like he's like devoted to like a whole like foundation, and it's like, oh, okay. I don't know. He surprised me, honestly. I really like his character now, and I'm glad that I got him. Oh my god, sister. Okay, so the rollback check. She's not even. Oh, she is out. I don't actually remember if she's even out yet. Oh no, she is. She's out. She is a physical type, if I remember correctly. I think she's the Hunt. I've seen Braxophone's like video on it or whatever. I mean, it's whoa, excuse me, goddamn. Wow, I'm talking a lot. I've seen Braxophone's video on it, and it's. I mean, I don't know. She's all right. I mean, for character-wise, I like her because you know, Hanya's absolutely obsessed with her. So for that alone, I like her. But as a character or like playable character, again, like it's all right. I already have so many characters that are like deal DPS in this game, and like she's another physical, and like I don't need another physical attacker. Like I just like it's whatever. So yeah, she's all right. She's not definitely bad at all. She's really good, but for me, it's like yeah, Doctor Ratio. All right, I just made a video about this guy. I mean, everybody else and their mothers did, honestly. And you know the dick rating for Doctor Ratio is astronomical, but for good reason. Best follow-up damage in the game, first of all. Let's get that out of the way. Best follow-up damage in the game. And not even that, but his damage is dependent on how many debuffs you have on an enemy. But obviously, a debuff could be literally anything that has some kind of status. So obviously putting someone like Kafka and him together, or you know Pella or Silverwolf, or you know just literally anybody who puts some kind of like you know DOT or debuff on the enemy, he's gonna scale like crazy because that's what his kit entirely like revolves around. And so with that, you just get like an easy like 50-60k damage every you know couple hits, and then when you ultimate you get it for like that 2 guaranteed hits. So like obviously it stacks up over time, and he can fit both main DPS and sub DPS role. Like he's definitely one of those characters where if your DPS does some kind of like DOT or you know leaves some kind of like wow, I'm sorry, I'm blanking here, some kind of like debuff on the enemy, he's gonna go crazy. And with that, it's like S-tier. Ruan Mei. I wish Ruan Mei would I wish Ruan Mei would ruin me, honestly. Like, for real. Besides the thirsting, and you know how hot this character is and all that, Ruan Mei again is an absolutely insane unit. I mean, she does, first of all, a shit ton of break effect, and then what? Free element penetration, and then her ultimate makes it to where you can knock down the enemy again after a weakness break. I mean, it's again a character that's just so good that like you don't really have to say anything for it, right? Like it's just kind of like universally known that she's really good. So with that, S-tier, obviously, easily. Now, that's about it. I know nothing about these. Oh, actually, I know about these two. I've never seen this one, but these two, soon. This one mostly, very soon. But you know, since they're not out yet, and you know, I'm not exactly one to do. Well, I definitely do look at leaks, but I won't rank a leak because you know that's subject to change. So, ignoring those three. Any last changes I want to do before I finalize this? Honestly, yeah. Okay, that's it right there. So that's the tier list. I don't think it's a bad tier list. I definitely could know more about certain characters, but I feel like it wouldn't change my opinion on them. Like, at best, they would go maybe like a tier higher, but like, again, they would only stop at A. Like, I don't think any of these people I have here would be like S tier. And then, yeah, you know, like Yeah, no, it definitely is that. So that's the finalized tier list. Now, I'm sure again this is subject to change when I play the game and I get different opinions and all that, and I actually start trying out characters more and eventually get to building them. But so far, that's it. So thank you for watching. I hope. Wow, this is a 45-minute video. This is insane. I yapped for 45 minutes. But yeah, it's my tier list, right? So take that in mind. And I'm sure there's gonna be some people in this comments be like, "Hey, you ranked blank and blank too low, or you ranked blank blank too high." So let me know in the comments what you think of my tier list. Would you agree? What would you change and all that? And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye. All right, hello. It's been a couple days since I last recorded that video, and the new update thing, special program happened. And they officially announced these three and showed off their moves. So I'm gonna talk about them now because, I put this video on hold for quite a bit. So obviously Sparkle and Funny Swan Girl, both S tier. He's also be S. I don't know. They didn't they showed him, but they didn't really talk about him that much. But they said that he's gonna be really useful. So S tier. Obviously Sparkle giving us 7 skill points now, or 6 skill points, 7 skill points. Just to have is absolutely insane. Ultimate being able to restore those skill points, and then skill giving us buffs and all that. Just amazing. S tier, easy S. Xuan, she is going to be the sample replacement for the Kafka team. That's what I've seen at least. She's wind despite her quantum looks. She is wind, which absolutely threw me off when they showed that off. But tarot cards, real elegant, just hot. It's just S tier, easy. And then I forgot Masha. I don't even remember his name, but funny character. I like the whole maid thing, or pushed around kind of room service kind of deal they have with them. Very excited for that. I like his moves too. I like it when we get the kind of scaredy cat attacks, kind of how Huo Huo is. So based on that, S tier again. I couldn't tell you what they do specifically. I saw the animations for it, but no idea what it specifically does. So it's still going S tier. Anyways, yeah, that's all I wanted to say.